Hello and welcome to NKD Smart View. So right about now we'll be going on starting our stakes. Now I just finished making my analysis on how to stake this particular game, and right about now we are going on 2 plus green. Now if you've watched actually the previous two videos I posted last, you'll find out that we had a setting in which you play a game for a period of time. Let's say, according to the video, if you go back and you watch my last few videos posted within the last 10 days, you will see what I'm actually talking about. So, this system now of staking is a way whereby you get to analyze using your rainbow 24 hours, rainbow 100 draws, go over to your color 24 hours, go over to your color 100 draws, and most importantly, you make use of the current draw to know exactly when you should start staking. Now, right about now, I will tell you guys is the fact that you see the color red in a short period of time. In the next 10 draws, you will not see red having more than 5 times of 2 plus. In the next 10 draws, I give that assurance. So the major color that we are going on now is going to be what? This color green 2 plus. Now, this system makes use of the martingale. Whenever you make a loss, you go in for a recovery. But the catch here is the fact that whenever you start up with a particular color after your analysis, for 5, 10 draws after the startup of the game, you will find out that your particular color, let's say as we're using color green, will be having some flaws. You have to go in martingale of up to 1 time. But what was set for the martingale of this particular game is up to 3 times, and for security, 4 times. But all the time on this, it has been all the way up to 3 times at maximum, and that comes only when you are at the beginning, at the ending session of your gameplay. But whenever you get to the middle session, let's say the middle session of expectancy of this green, you will find out that green will be coming out so much. Like you can see that we have recovered right about now. So all I have to do now is to drop down my stake. So in essence, what I'm saying is that from now till the next few draws, we might be having a system whereby green is just trying to dominate the market. It can try its best, but it will still be wavering. Then at the middle point of this gameplay, when green becomes dominant, you will find out that in 10, 20 draws, green will have 2 plus up to 70, 80% of the time. Then at the ending stage, that is at the later stage, you will find out that green will then start doing that same occurrence that happened at the beginning stage of the particular gameplay. Like now we are at the beginning stage, we expect green to come out once in a while. Actually misplaying my 2 plus. Actually missed it. So right now, green has actually what? Given us a recovery. So what I'll do right now is the fact that I'll just go in for a recovery as I should have. Now, as I stated, this is the earlier stage of this particular video. That is because in like 10, 15 draws, we'll get to the middle point of this particular gameplay. And at that point, you expect your green to be coming out very smoothly. Now, the thing about getting the game at an earlier stage like this is the fact that you see that your color green, you will follow it up from the very beginning. That is just the impact. That means you can play as much as 30, 40 draws before this particular green should actually be left alone, and you look for the next color to analyze. So that's it right here. So you can see we've won this. So we've won this right about now. So all I have to do now is to drop this down. So as I stated, at the earlier stage of this gameplay, you will find out that your green would not be too stable. It won't be too stable. That's the reality. It won't be too stable. It will be coming and going, coming and going. It won't be that stable. But once the center point of this game comes through, it will all be stable. So just expect that we'll be getting there in some time. We'll get there in some time, but for the beginning part, expect it. Now, if you look at the last 10 draws, now you see that green has had 2 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Blue 1. Okay, we're going in for recovery once again. So blue 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, as I stated, in a short while, you see your color red, you will check 5 draws and you might only see it giving you a 2 plus once. It's happening. It will happen soon. You will see that. So most definitely. Let's go in now for this. So starting at the earlier stage of the gameplay, you make use of your martingale. After any loss, you make a triple on your stake. you make a triple on your stake, thereby recovering the money that was previously lost and then getting profit. But if you know that your only target is to get your money back, you only double the stake. That's how martingale works. So whenever you double your stake, because of the fact that you're on a 1.50 odds, you get back the money you previously used. So we've gotten the recovery right now. We are not exceeding one, because as it is now, we are at the early stage of making the stakes on 2 plus green. So this how it will be for the next few draws. You will just simply stake in, go out, stake in, go out. I can actually see on screen there's a high chance that red, this color red, will start falling very soon. It will start falling in a way that out of 5 draws, you see 2 plus red only once or twice at most. It will happen very soon. Then green will become dominant until the stage where in 10 draws, you have 8, 9, 10 greens coming at once. So that is the benefit of using this particular strategy, in the sense that if you start early, you start at this point whereby you'll be making your games, making recovery, immediate recovery, making your games, making immediate recovery, up until the stage that what the gameplay would then be fixed. So go in for recovery once again, and that's how it will be for the next few rounds. But despite you go in for recovery and staking, your balance will still keep on increasing. As you can see, we are not longer where we started. Though we've been having some recovery in and out, I believe we started somewhere around ID 87, 88 thereabout. That's where I started my gameplay. I believe somewhere around here. And since then, whenever there is a loss, there's an immediate recovery, a loss, an immediate recovery, up until the stage whereby you see that you start having something like this, 2 plus green dominating. At that point, the color green will be dominant on the screen and should occupy up to 50% of the total colors on the screen. So let's go in now for the final recovery. Okay, so 3,000, 9,000. Okay, let's take in 9,000 now. So we're taking 9,000 right about here for the recovery. Okay, so we have a double recovery. Yeah, so a double recovery, I'll be taking this higher. I almost missed out on that, but I believed I was on a double. So this is the third staking of the gameplay. This is happening because we are the earlier stage of the gameplay. Once you get to the center stage, you find out that your game is rather very smooth. So I actually advise always make sure that you see yourself at the center stage before you start your gameplay. If you start at the earlier stage, there's no problem, but better still you go at the center stage. So let's go in now, get this back to. So this has actually won out right now. This has actually won out. The thing about this particular strategy is that if you start up at the earlier stage, you'll be having so much martingale. So martingale coming in, martingale going out, martingale coming in, martingale going out. Need for recovery will be there. But if you're at the middle stage, you have just a smooth gameplay. So you are going to be winning 8, 9, 10 over 10. And later on, how to know when to stop is when you still go back to this beginning process whereby you have to be using martingale to recover your game. So once you see that you are at a point whereby the game was rather wavy like this, you make a stake, you win, you recover, you win and all, you know you're at the early phase. Once you get to a phase whereby the game is all smooth, you are at the middle phase. Then when you get to the phase where you see that you are having to come back to this early stage, you are at the late stage, you have to leave the game at that point. So that's how it actually works. So let's go in for this right now. So our martingale is actually being staked at 1. So it's being staked at majorly 1. So whenever we make a loss, immediately we are going in for the recovery. So that is it right now. We are at the early stage. So if I choose to play this video to the final, this might be a video of 30, 40 minutes, 45 if need be. Because as much as I know, this is ID 1496. We'll be getting to up to ID 1540 before this particular gameplay will end. Because at a point, we'll soon get to the middle stage. That is very, very much assured. We are getting to the middle stage very soon. Already from the screen, I can see we are getting to the middle stage. So we've made an immediate recovery for green. You drop this down back to 30,000 and you stake in. Now, if you look very well at your statistics, you find out that let's actually calculate for blue. So on blue now, in the last 10 draws, you had a blue 2 plus, a lost here, blue 2 plus, lost here, blue 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus. Then we had no blue here. Now for the red, you lost it here, you got a 2 plus, lost it here, got a 2 plus, lost it here, got a 2 plus, 2 plus here, lost it here, came in for a recovery. So red is actually doing as much as the green, while blue is actually very more advanced than them all and is actually getting better results. But in a short while, according to what I stated, you will see that green is taking the table. And if you had bet against green, let's say you decided to go with blue or red, you will find out that you will be in serious issue because you will lose out all capitals. So it's all about after analysis, you wait out for your early stage, you get into a middle stage, then you get into the final stage, which actually tells you that it's high time you leave the market. And that's just it. So the late stage will be coming up soon, but before then, you have to go buy the middle stage. So we're at the early stage now. You just go buy it. During the course of this video, you understand what I mean by middle stage. As you start seeing a point whereby the game is so smooth, it will come soon. Just as long as your analysis is right, you expect that you have an early stage like this. You might neglect this early stage, wait for a few minutes before you start your gameplay. At the middle stage, you start it up, and then the late stage, you will know when you go back to the occurrences of the early stage, and that's just how it is. So we are rather approaching the middle state now. As you can see, we've gotten a 2 plus on green here, 3 plus on green, 3 plus on green, and we're approaching the middle state right now. So you go in now, stick this in. We're at ID 1500. That's 4291500. So this is much more of the middle stage. And if all goes as said, you will see that in the next 10 draws, we have 8, 9, or 10 over 10, 2 plus on green. And as I stated, you see the color red. Out of that 10 draws, you might see red with just 3 or at most 4 of anything 2 plus and above coming at that stage. Then blue will rather be much more centralized, but green is going to be taking the lead. So we're getting on to the middle stage of this gameplay. So we have another 2 plus green once again. So go into stake. So we go in now, we've made our stake. So you can see what I'm talking about. The last 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the gameplay is settled. So it's all on 2 plus. Here we are getting to the middle stage. We are at the middle stage right now. All right, a few minutes, the draw will come by. So we are at the middle stage. So do you see this point? According to the video explanation of how I stated on the tutorial, this is the point whereby you start taking this particular point. It is now confirmed that it's high time you start staking, though for the purpose of education purposes and trying to make sure that I start my gameplay from beginning was more the reason why I saw that I started it from the very beginning so that everyone gets to understand what I'm talking about. So let's go in, make another stake. So for the purpose of education, I had to make sure that I started from the earlier stage so you can understand the earlier stage of the gameplay. So let's be prompt on the gameplay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 5 now 2 plus. You can get to 10 and you have a total of 2 plus on green, 10 over 10, 9 over 10, least 8 over 10. That's just how it is. So we'll keep on with that. We can have a streak of 10 draws, 15 draws. I've gotten a streak of 22 draws on a particular color. That means for 22 draws, there was no single loss on it. So we're on a streak of now just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see how far we go on the streak right here. So we had the first cut over here. Go in for a recovery immediately. So go in for a recovery immediately. So we're at the middle stage of the gameplay. It is actually looking very much like it. So out of 6, we have 5, 1. So out of 6, we have 5 on 2 plus on the green. So red is still rather on the screen, but still I'm not expecting that. So very shortly, red should be leaving the face of the screen, but that should still be within the period of this gameplay. Should still be within the period of this gameplay. So we have a 2 plus green. All we have to do now is to place the bet. So you place the bet and you continue. So this is it here. Place the bet and we proceed. So looking into this now, looking into this, Yes, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have 6 times that we've gotten the 2 plus green. So for the next few draws now, let's wait it out and see as it goes by. But one thing is very much certain, and is the fact that we are at the middle stage of the gameplay. So it is very much expected that out of 10 draws, we have 8, 9, 10 as a 2 plus on the green. So shortly, red should start lagging, and before you know, blue has it all the way on the screen. So we have another 2 plus green once again. And as much as it can be, this particular strategy still works if you want to use the color on 3 plus. Like you can see the green on the 3 plus now. Let's say according to the last draw down here, 3 plus 1, didn't get it here, didn't get it here. You got another 3 plus, got another 3 plus, got another 3 plus, lost it here, got another 3 plus, got another 3 plus. So whenever you analyze at the right time, you can also use this for the 3 plus. So you can always use this now for the 3 plus. All right, so a few seconds left. Next draw will be out. I might try to get this video up to the end and show you the late stage of this gaming, or I might not. But if you check my previous videos, you will see that. So this is it once again. 2 plus green. Let's go in staking once again. So let's check out the recommendation of each color. Now let's say for any reason a player was using the color blue to make a 2 plus using this same form. Let's see if it was going to be successful, if it's a disaster. So checking here, you have 2 plus blue, lost it here, recovered here, lost it here, recovered here, lost it, lost it, lost it, lost it. Have you seen what I'm talking about? So if you had done against or contrary to using the color green and said you wanted to use blue, you had a massive failure here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can see it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Your account is blown. Your account is blown at that stage. So looking at green once again, we have another what 2 plus on green. So what you have to do is take in your 3,000, and that's how we go about this. So in the last 10 draws, you can see green 1, 2 plus here, 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 no 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, 2 plus, exactly as stated. So I'm not short in any way of my words as I stated. So you can see that what we have green 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times over 10. And in the next 10 draws, if the middle range is still being held active, we will still see such an occurrence again. But once you see that your green has started lagging, it's time to close the game. But whatever I'm doing, I'm not sure I'll be exceeding draw 520. So we have another 2 plus green right here. So another 2 plus green right here. Let's go in now to make the stake. And that's it. So let's go in. We have made the stake right about here. And with that, we go in for the next. I might stop anytime soon. I might go all the way to draw 20. If you wish to understand how the later stage of the gaming works, you check out previous video. You will see a video where I actually started at the middle range and ended at the late range and explained why I'm actually stopping at that point. So this is it today. So we are the middle range now, as I stated a few minutes back. So you expect so much of this occurring. So much of this green, green, more greens, green, and more green. So that's just it. So that is it right here. Make your stake once again. So let's say I'm using 3 plus on green. 1, 1, lost it out here, lost it out here. 1 again, 1 again, 1 again. Lost it here, lost it here, lost it here. So in as much as it's going on a 3 plus, the odds for 3 plus is 3.20. That means after every single loss, you need less than 2 times of your previous stake. 1.50 times 1.50 is good enough for a 3.20 odds, or you can also go on the green here, which is 3.80 odds. Yes, better to use the winning color section because it has more odds than this right here. So if you're using the winning color, one thing you should notice that it's not that much reliable, but still works. So at this point now, let's say you got the winning color here, lost it here, lost it here, lost it here. At this point, you have gotten the winning color. But the major thing is that the regime of the winning color for this using this strategy ends earlier on than the 2 plus. That is just it, because the winning color will always end a few draws before the ending of the 2 plus. If you check it out, according to every single gameplay I've done, the winning color always ends. That means you might see a possibility that by the ID 515 to ID 520, you might have no single winning color there. And at that point, I myself, I have to be vigilant to also stop the 2 plus at that point. So that's just it. We are at the middle stage of the gaming, and as you can clearly see, we are going on this. So we are having our first recovery. After some few draws, we're having the first recovery. So this is a 2 plus here on it. So looking at it, blue was the disastrous color around this side. He went 4 draws without actually coming out. Red has gotten the worst of one draw here. Rather, blue actually was the one that took the toy. So it was blue. Red is still trying his best, though it, if you can look at the last 10 draws, looking at it clearly, red is actually what lagging. 3 here, 3, 4 here, 1 here, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. So we'll be on green for quite a while. Then after then, we should see a point of conversion in the market from green and out of green. So let's go in for the last point. So looking at this clearly, we might actually be at a later stage of the gameplay. So at the later stage of the gameplay, you will note it by the fact that you have the color. As we have color green now, we saw a no 2 plus here, no 2 plus here. We've gone in for the third stage. As I explained, how you know the occurrence of a late period is a stage whereby your 2 plus is lagging. So we had a lag of 2 plus here, had another one, and it does not exceed 3, but the staking pattern is set for 4 just for safety, but it doesn't exceed 3. That is how the system works as long as you are playing the right color at the right time. Unlike the color blue sometime below here that went all the way to 4. This is not exceeding 3. So let's drop the stake down to the beginning. And once we have another outcome whereby we have the green exceed 1, 2 on the 2 plus and go all the way to the third time, it is very much paramount to note that we are at the late point of the gameplay and it's high time you stop your game. So once you stop it, immediately go over to your statistics, rainbow 24 hours, rainbow 100 draws, color 24 hours, color 100 draws. Once you check it out, you know what particular color to analyze of and start playing. So I believe at this point we are at the late stage. We are at the late stage of the gameplay. But in the next few draws, we can still see a smooth gameplay. But once we have such an occurrence like this, as you saw, green having to lag for quite some good amount of time, you know you are the late phase and you stop your gameplay. And so that's just it. It is much more like as if the entire system it is predetermined. Like in 2 weeks plus of using this, it has just been very much certain to always occur this way. You get your early stage, you get your middle stage, and you get your late stage, whereby you have to end your gameplay. So that is just it: early stage, middle stage, and your late stage. And with that, you can get a successful gameplay for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, depending. Because I believe I've been on this gameplay now for the past 30 something minutes. So that's it right here. And I can still have up to 10 minutes, if possible, more than 10 minutes to still play before I then finally have to leave out the gameplay. So at this point, we have 2 plus on green. Still stake out your green once again, and you keep up like that with it, and before you know, you grow out your account to a substantial amount. So every day you're able to add up to 40-50% on your startup capital. You know that in a week you can go far with that. Every day 50% on every single amount you started with. It goes far. If you want, you can make it just a single session every day. You can make it 2 or 3 or 4 5 sessions depending on how much time you have at hand, and every session should add at least 10-15% to your startup capital. That means if you have a startup capital of 10,000, by the time you are done with any session, you should have around 12,000 more than. You go with next session, you should get yourself to 15,000. Go with the third session, you get yourself up to 20,000. And before you know, you are at times 10 of your startup capital by within a week or more than that, depending on how many times you're able to play per day and how consistent you are on your stakes. So this is it right about here. We are still going. This is ID 516. I could remember showing ID 500 and till ID 516 now, the gameplay is still active. We had our first late recovery right here. After the middle section, we had it right here where green came out 1 year, came out 1 year. But after then, an immediate recovery. And what you always notice, it always happen the same way. After then, you start seeing yourself on 2 plus. As I stated, the ending of a game comes by the irrelevance of a 3 plus. With the last 3 plus we had, this is it right here. So you understand what I meant by that. So you can see so much irrelevance on 3 plus. So after that stage, we had 3 plus last year, none here, none here, none here, none here, none here, none here, none here. So if you are using this strategy for a 3 plus beyond the middle section, you'll be in trouble. But looking at it very much, it is high time we end our game. As I stated, we might get to ID 516, but for safety reason and avoid the next martingale that you have to use 1, 2, and come in for recovery, you have to stop now. This is actually not the perfect time to stop, but you can never know the perfect time. So you can never know the perfect time. All you do is to stop at the right time. And to me, I might still have some 2 plus for the next 3, 4, 5 times, but it is actually very good I stop here. Because even at this point, you can still see that the green failed to provide a 3 plus. So whenever you see at the point whereby your green is unable to provide you with a 3 plus again, it is telling you that, okay, high time you leave the market. This was the last 3 plus we saw. And I stated that earlier in the video that they will get a point whereby you see that you have 3 plus coming as much as not in the next few draws. That is actually one of their guarantee that it's high time I have to leave the market. So that's it. We won this draw now. Though I did not stake on this because I've actually ended my gameplay. But let's wait and watch out ID 518 and see what happens from there. Because sometime very soon, the prevalence of green is going to drop very badly, and you see that you have green as much as not coming. So we had the 3 plus. Okay, very worst is the fact that you start having draws. So you have a draw here whereby neither green nor red won. You might have 1, 2 other draws again very shortly. You might have that 1, 2 other draws shortly. Let's wait for the ID 519 to come out. If it's also a draw, that means there is a change of power in the market. If you have a draw of 221, 49, or 222, or 33, it is actually very certain that at this point the color is changing hand, and it should go over to blue. It should, that is depending on the next result, it should go over to the color blue. So, but if you want to wish to stake on it, you cannot start your color blue right now. So, okay, we have 3 green, 2 blue, and 1 red. So, for the first time in quite some while, we have what? A winning color on green again. Does not mean that you should start your gameplay once again. It actually means that it's high time you run. That is what it signifies here. That means it's high time that whatever you are doing, leave this gameplay. The last time we saw a 3 plus a winning color on green was sometime here. Next time we saw it here, it appeared as a draw. Following it up, we had it here, it appeared as a winning color. Well, the point to note is that it is not actually a sign that green is recovering. It's actually a sign that green is about to leave the market. So you too, halt whatever you're doing, leave out the gameplay on green and be ready to leave the market. So this is it. Once again, you have a 3 plus green. Be ready to leave the market. This is actually the end, because the next thing you find out is that for 4 draws, you will see green appearing as much as 1, 1, 1, 1. Not a single 2 plus will occur. 4 or 5 draws, it will happen. Not a single 2 plus will occur on the green. So that's it, and that's how we go about this.